Let me call you back when this gets over, okay? So
Okay,
I
sounds
want
good.
to talk to you about Rockwood.
Yes, Gina.
All right,
Okay,
all right.
sounds
Talk to
good.
you later.
Bye.
Bye. Are you pumped up?
What's up, buddy?
Are you pumped up? Are you ready to go? Are you ready to take opportunity?
What's up, James Shaw?
I'll be right back. Not in your pajamas? Oh, man. Dude, this James Shaw call has been getting me so pumped. That Jay Papazan call yesterday was awesome.
Yeah. What's up, lady?
Hey,
You can hear us. I don't know if you can hear
I can hear you. I can.
You were still connected.
Yes. And I have children running around, so that'll be fun.
That is the new normal.
Yes. I was glad Victoria's home, so I don't have my baby sitting on my lap. She was on like every Zoom call with me yesterday because she wants to be with me. It's crazy.
That's awesome. Though.
Mine just crawls under my desk the whole time I'm on here. And he's 8, so explain that to me.
Oh man.
And the 11-year-old wants nothing to do with me, so I'm probably good with that one.
Well, when I was 8, like crawling under things and go like at the like stores, like crawling in between the clothes hangers and everything was like really cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is just to drive me up the wall. Because he knows it. Yeah, it's fun.
I saw a good post the other day. In 20 years, when we're talking about this, we're gonna be like, "Oh man, it was miserable. It just sucked." But kids that are like 8, 9, 10 years old, people are gonna ask them about it. They're gonna be like, "I don't remember that, but I remember when
for 2 months.
Daddy were at home all the time for like 2-3 weeks, and all we did was play games and we ate as a family. It was the best time of my life."
Yep.
So like that's something that I think is important for us to remember is like kids today, number one, they don't understand what's going on. And 2, all they know is mommy and daddy are home. So like that's all they want. So I think that's pretty cool.
Mine are trying to figure it out because I have now become homeschool mom, and so neither of them are used to it. And my big guy is pretty much refusing. He keeps looking at me like, what the heck? I don't work for you. I don't do this at home. What are we doing?
Yeah.
What is today? Wednesday? What's today? Today's Wednesday, right?
It is. I just had to check because I have no idea what day or even where I am anymore.
Yeah, mine are just kind of like, all right, this is getting old, Dad. When do we get to my friends again?
Yeah. And I'm the only one in my neighborhood that keeps my children contained, so that's making it even harder. The rest of them see this as like play date and party time.
Gosh, that's so ridiculous.
Yeah. So my son stands in his window staring at the neighborhood kids.
That's what I've been wondering. If all these parents are having their kids doing play dates, then what is the point of this quarantine?
Yeah, it's silly.
I
drove. It was a couple days ago, but I had to go out and like look at some properties I'm renovating and stuff. And I went out and like I'm driving by places and they're still just packed. I'm like, what are you people doing?
Yeah. Well, I just looked at the numbers today, Matt. I looked at the numbers yesterday. So yesterday from Monday last week to yesterday, and I was going to ask James Shaw about this, but he was too busy talking to other people. We had this was yesterday, 502 new listings, 652 pendings. So that's literally 150 more that have gone under contract than were new listings. And then yesterday we had 66 new listings and 92 pendings.
Yeah.
So awesome. We already have a low inventory. We're getting even lower of an inventory.
Yeah. But I mean, stuff's still happening. So I have a good buddy of mine, like, childhood best friend. He's in my wedding, just one of my best friends in the world. He's higher up at Quicken Loans, and I've been talking to him a little bit. And I was talking to him last night, and he said that they have done the last 6 days in a row. They've done over $1 billion in real estate closings every day for the last 6 days.
Wow.
It's like the highest volume they've ever done in a 6-day period.
Andrew, is that a smile I see, buddy? Is that a smile I see?
But Richard, were you on the shift call this morning?
Yeah.
So it might be lower inventory, but remember what James said, it's not zero.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm just saying that it's good that that people are still buying houses. Like the pendings, like that's what we need to be telling people is people are buying. We actually need more inventory. Our inventory is already small and it's now shrinking.
No, good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
That's what we're hearing. The buyers are still willing to buy. It's the sellers that are not wanting to put their houses on the market, unfortunately. But I mean, my team, I've got like 4. I don't remember now. I have to ask Haley or Nicole, but we've got like 4 or 5 that are coming. The people are like, okay, let's get on the market. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I got 2 listings right now that I'm working on getting to come on the market right now that the sellers are just trying to clean up and everything.
Yeah, it's awesome. How are you doing, Laura?
I don't see y'all.
What? We see you.
We can see you.
I just saw your Facebook post a little while ago about Facebook what, Zoom what, and something like that.
Thanks to Andrew. I'm learning.
Here we go. I think that this whole thing is going to change the way that we do business forever. I think it's opening a lot of people up to a lot of new methods to do things. It's pretty cool.
I think it's pretty cool everybody doing virtual open houses and virtual buyer appointments and actually virtual tours, like actually going to it and having the buyers look. One of my buddies in North Carolina, he had 2 buyers submit offers from a virtual tour.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I would say too that it's probably a good idea if you have listings right now. It's probably a good idea to go make a video or a virtual tour of them, because like in Charlotte Mecklenburg right now, they just
yesterday
they just did like shelter in place late yesterday.
But real estate's still essential though.
What did you say?
Real estate is still essential though.
It's not there. They specifically said up there that real estate activities aren't allowed anymore.
Oh, I just talked to an agent. I thought it was.
If you have pending, like if you have things that are pending, they can, but they specifically said that real estate brokerage activities are no longer allowed. So I'm not saying that's going to happen here necessarily, but it happened there, and Charleston just went into something similar. So it's kind of happening on both sides of us. So it's a decent idea to go get those videos and get those things so you have them, so that if that does happen, you're still able to do some things.
I talked to David Medley the other day, and he said he heard that Governor McMaster said that that we're not going to go in a shelter in place, or we're not going to go into shelter in place. He said that real estate's going to be essential. My question is, how can we do a shelter in place and not do real estate when people need a house? Like if they don't have a house, if they're in an Airbnb and they're waiting for a closing or something like that, how can we do a shelter in place with? I mean,
a lot of them are
doesn't make sense.
allowing you to finish out your pendings. So your pendings are considered essential, but anything new is not essential.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, it's all guesses at this point. We don't really know. And I mean, I'm on the South Carolina Realtor Board of Directors, and we had a meeting on Thursday via Zoom or via GoToMeeting, and they talked about that, and they put the letter on there that they had sent. They've sent a letter, and our lobbyists are working on it. And it seems like McMaster is opposed to a shelter in place anyway.
Mm-hmm.
The counties are doing it individually, and so the counties can do it without the governor doing it. So it's just, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying, it's a decent idea to be aware of that it's being talked about in other places, and certain parts of the country, when you look at like Pennsylvania and New Jersey and those, some of those real estate is considered essential, some of it isn't. And one of them, I think it was Pennsylvania, one of them, it was that rental real estate is considered essential and sales is not. So I thought that was kind of weird, but we don't know how it's going to turn out with us. All we can do is try to be as prepared as we can.
And did you see that New York is not allowed to make lead gen calls until September 7th?
They're not able to call for sale by owners, expireds,
Yep.
no, nothing.
Yep.
No
That would
cold
shut
call.
my business down.
It's fascinating. Yeah, I was on a thing yesterday. There's a local real estate investor guy that asked me to be on a Zoom with him and talk to some agents and some investors. And one of the things I said on there was when it happened when 2008, it was, gradually then suddenly where it was like, oh, this is happening, that's happening, this is happening. And all of a sudden banks were closed. And it was like, okay, we can't do anything now. And so just trying to learn from that experience, as much as we can be prepared for up front, do the things that need to be done so that if you are having to stay at home, that you can still, somewhat conduct business if you need to. That's my thought and advice here for the next couple of days, because no matter what McMaster's saying, things are changing daily, hourly, across the country. So you never know. He could say right now that he's not going to shelter in place, and 3 hours from now it can be something totally different. So
There's a lender too, like just making sure you're communicating with all your lenders for anything pending or anything coming under contract that they're as of right now still running, because there was a lender that posted this morning that they're no longer funding loans right now.
Who was that?
You went on mute, Andrew.
It was Angel something. I'd have to look real quick.
Yeah, talking to my buddy at Quicken, they're accelerating everything, and it's crazy to think about what they're dealing with, because they're a nationwide lender, and he's like, things are changing like hourly, and we're in the middle of doing a loan in this place, and all of a sudden we can't do that, so we got to jump over onto this one, and then we're doing that one, and that one closes, but then this one can't close, and he's like, things are changing so much, it's hard to keep track of what's going on where. We're just trying to get everything done as fast as we can. So, but I don't know if any of you have anything going with pending with Quicken, but my buddy is over the closing department, and so, over a big division of the closing department. So I was able to call him about one of Nicole's deals, and he just kind of went in there and pulled it out of the stack and put it on top and got it closed for us really quickly. So it was pretty awesome.
Wow.
It was Angel Oak Mortgage Solutions. So, I don't know that it's anybody that people in our office have used or are using, but a local lender in Chapin had posted like, hey, this person's no longer funding mortgages, but if you need me, I can.
Hey, Tina Brickhouse and Pivot Shift Ahead, the shift group that we got going on, she posted some really cool graphics that their office is doing. They're doing a graphic for a daily activity in the last 24 hours, new listings, new contracts, and new closings. I don't know if you can see that on my phone, but Andrew, I don't know if that's something that you could do easily, or somebody that's better tech savvy. That's a pretty cool thing for the agents in our office to share on social media.
What all was included in it, Richard? Or can you send me that picture, a screenshot of it?
Yeah, I think I can. It's in the Pivot Shift, but I'll.
But you know how easy things can get buried in that group.
I'll send it to you right now.
Awesome. Then I'll get it. I'll work on that with Clara, and I can get her the numbers, and she can do the graphic for us every day.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, right now it's the first thing that shows up in that group, Andrew.
Okay.
I just texted to you, Andrew.
Awesome. Thank you.
Has everybody been calling their database?
Yes.
The great script that I've been using James's script from last week, but then Jay Papazan's on the book club yesterday. Wendy sent out, Jay's wife, Wendy sent out a great text to her whole database. And the text was, how are you doing? Things are crazy right now. What do you need? And how can I help you with that? And I was using that yesterday on all my calls yesterday. And man, it was awesome. People were just so thankful and really appreciative that I was calling. They said like no one else was calling them and asking them how they can be helped. And thought that was really good. Wanted to drop that nugget.
That's all I'm doing is doing care calls with my database.
Yeah, just push that on our office page, Richard.
Will do.
I've got to go deal with the kid thing here real quick. Carry on.
Hey,
What other nuggets have y'all been getting from the shift calls, guys?
Well, today was my first day.
Oh, okay.
Two.
Well, if y'all want, I'll pretty much go over, because I've been on all the calls since last week, since last Monday. I'll just go over what he was telling to read. Page 274, read tactic number 12 and shift. Get in touch with all your pendings. We're full system. Let them know price reductions. Call every lead you are working with just to check in on, like I just mentioned, and the shift the script that he was using last Monday was, while you're waiting, what are some things, this is stating that if the lead that you have is wanting to wait this out, was, while you're waiting, what are some things you will be thinking about so that I can send to you that will be helpful to you. And then one of the first things that KWU sent out was double down, 4 hours of lead gen, double your contacts, double number of listing appointments. And that's just to stay afloat of where you're at. Subscribe to the One Thing emails if you're not already subscribed to those. And then expenses, that was a big topic of last week. That's going to be also, I believe, the topic tomorrow on the Shift Book Club, is to cut expenses. No expenses are too small. There's people, I kind of realize how cheap I am. Like, there's people that have had expenses, like monthly expenses, over like $10,000 a month, and they've cut them down to like under $2,000 a month. And I think that just like shows us like how much money we're wasting. And also, bold law that I really liked, especially as we're calling our database, is people grow into the conversations that you have around them. So make sure that you're not being too overly optimistic and not too pessimist, and make sure that you're telling them truth, telling them the facts that we actually know. And what do we know? We know how many new listings are on the market. We know what's pending, and just be real with them, be honest with them. That was a real big point for them. And something that I've been doing is I've been pretty much circle prospecting the neighborhoods around my neighborhood, and anybody older. I've been doing grocery runs for them. I've already gotten people, toilet paper. I've gotten people bread. I got this one older lady, a case of bottled water. She wanted bottled water, and she couldn't lift up the case of the bottled water. So I went and got her that and just dropped it off. And then also a script is what has, for leads, what has changed with your needs since yesterday. I thought that was really good, because there are motivated sellers and motivated buyers, and that's pretty much who we need to be reaching out to, or that's who we need to be finding, is the motivated buyers and the motivated sellers. And then I have a whole bunch of other stuff. I don't know if y'all want me to keep going on.
I think the biggest thing that stuck out to me, to tack on to what you've already said, Richard, that James said this morning, was make sure in our conversations that we're coming from empathy.
Yep.
That we're saying, absolutely, I understand how scary this is. Yeah, I totally understand why you might want to take your house off the market, but what do we do to help overcome some of those things? And some of them aren't going to be overcomable, right? Like, some people, it just makes sense. You have to go on a case-by-case basis. If they're older and they've got their house on the market, maybe it makes sense to take it off the market to limit their exposure.
Yep.
So really case by case, but coming from empathy first. I think I've talked to most of you on this call, or you've been on the James Shaw calls, just making sure that we're just asking people what they need, exactly what Richard had just said, like, just come from contribution, love people where they're at, and do what you can to support them in this time. Matt and I keep saying market share gained in a shift is never lost. Market share lost in a shift is never regained.
To add on that, they also said, obviously we want to be focusing on market share, but also right now, a lot of the calls that we're making are more market mind share. Like in the MREA, it states everybody knows a real estate agent, especially here in Columbia. Everybody knows at least one real estate agent. It's two that they can really remember when they go to buy or sell that they remember.
Colgate
so what
and
are
Crest.
you doing to be one of the two?
Colgate and Crest.
Yep.
AIM.
Yeah, you actually stated that in the class the other day.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a buyer who's working overtime because the other coworkers are having to stay home with their kids.
Yep.
And one of the houses he wants to see near me in Lexington is vacant. Can I call that listing agent and see if it's okay for me to go and do a video?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you can schedule it just like any other showing and go take a video of it for them. You don't
Okay.
even have to request the permission to take a video. You just need to request a showing.
Okay, I didn't know if, because I'd be videoing if I was.
As long as you're not publicizing the video to the public,
Right,
you do not need permission.
okay,
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, you could do like a FaceTime call with them, a Zoom call with them through the house.
Or a video.
Okay.
Yeah. All of the above.
Or video. Yeah, that's what a lot of people are doing in a lot of other markets is they're just doing virtual tours. The buyer's agent's going and they're doing like a Zoom call through with them, and the buyers just, they walk them through, and then the buyer just tells them, what they want to see more of.
okay,
Just Laura, you just need to take your precautions,
Right.
and make sure that, because you don't know who's been in the house and how
Right.
long since the last showing. So making sure that you're walking through with either gloves or Lysol wipes that as you're touching things. And,
I've got gloves and I have a few Lysol wipes left.
well, gloves and hand sanitizer, you should be fine. Just make sure you're hand sanitizing really well before you touch
Right.
your face or anything in your vehicle.
Right,
What would be a suggested way to do that if you're just not comfortable or you're not in the position? Like I have a child that honestly I'm not even sure what his immune system is, and I err on the side of caution with him.
Yep.
So honestly, I haven't left my house. I haven't taken a walk in probably a week and a half or more.
So what are you doing? Well, go ahead, finish.
No, I'm saying, so, I would like to. To be honest, today's the first day I've really been able to, and let's see how it goes. It's only 8:49, that I'm motivated to try and make something happen today. Because honestly, homeschooling these two has taken up all my day.
Mm-hmm.
sure.
And so trying to find a way to offer the virtual options, but not feeling comfortable being the one to go out and even make the video.
Yeah. So Morgan, I think there's opportunity with people in our office to partner with them to go do those videos for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the event that they buy that house, you offer to give that person, $20, $100, depending on what the price of the house and if it sells or not. But I know people. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I would just, if you're really that nervous, which is completely understandable, I would just make sure you're calling. Like instead of just focusing on market share. Obviously, we all need to sell houses to pay our bills, but just make sure you're at least calling. At least be making at least 20 to 30 contacts a day, and get mind share. So hopefully, when this does blow over, you'll be up and running and going.
But Morgan, in the event that you do have someone that wants to see a house, I know there's people like Parker and Brandon Patterson and others in our office who were in the service industry that no longer have a job right now. They're newer agents as well.
Mm-hmm.
But like I've been sending Parker, because I'm in a similar situation to you and not wanting to increase my exposure.
Mm-hmm.
I've been sending Parker to every inspection I have to go to.
Okay.
So her schedule is normally pretty wide open. Now there's a chance she starts babysitting some and her schedule shifts a little bit, but if it's not time specific, like you just need a video to share with someone later tonight, someone like Parker or Brandon, and I know there's others out there that would be happy to go do that.
Okay.
In the event you have a client that wants to see something.
Yeah.
Page 27 and 28 it has in the shift book, it says the 2 actions real estate agents must take personal ownership of are lead generation and lead conversion right now. Nothing becomes more critical to success than finding motivated buyers and sellers and closing them to an appointment. And that was on page 27, page 28. The most humbling lesson of a shift is this: we succeed in good times, not only because of what we do right, but also in spite of what we do wrong. So just picking back off of what Andrew is saying is reach out to people. You're responsible. You're responsible to take personal ownership of your business and finding ways to find a way for your motivated buyers and sellers for you to serve them.
Right. I think that takes me, it's probably at similar page numbers, Richard. The other James Shaw piece this morning was not what do I need to do right now, but what do I need to do right, and what do I need to do now?
Yes, that was powerful. That was on, I think that's on page 26 in the middle.
Yeah.
It says that paragraph says, when you know what to do, it's time to move from inspiration to perspiration. So the straightforward question that jumps right at you in a shift is simple one. What do I do right now? Actually, this is a 2-part question that first asks what must be done right, and then what must be done now. The answer to that 2-part question becomes your focus and yours alone. And also understand that what worked yesterday, or let's say not not this past weekend, but the weekend before, understand what you did then won't work today, and what matters now probably didn't then. When the market shifts, new strategies are required and new actions are critical.
Mm-hmm.
And to piggyback off of, I think when was this? Yesterday? Fear leads to uncertainty, and uncertainty leads to scat. No, that was yes. Was that today?
That's today.
That was today. Yeah. I thought that was pretty serious, because I mean, a lot of agents, I mean, are just so scattered right now. They're just not sure what to do. So it's definitely understandable to be scared right now, but we got to do our best to help each other out, motivate each other, and so we don't aren't scatterbrained and we're still working.
This is true.
So in the book club yesterday, they ended off with these action items, and I think these are what is your name Morgan?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I don't know if I've ever met you before. Virtual walkthroughs. So like you said, get other agents that are willing to do that. Obviously follow local guidelines. That's not really affecting us too much as it is in other places. And then also watch, just for your knowledge, go back and look what was happening in China, Italy, and Spain. My wife, she works in the medical field, and she's saying that we're on the trajectory of what happened in Spain. Okay, so especially look at what was going on in Spain, and put hay in the barn while you can. We're still able to make deals happen. There's other states and other counties that they're just shutting everything down, like Matt was saying earlier. So this is a time we can put hay in the barn, and we got to do it while we can, because we might, we don't know what's going to happen next, and within the next hour. We might get shut down totally. So we got to take advantage of what we can do now while we can do it.
So just another question kind of for you guys outside of real estate. This has been on calls before today, and other calls I've been on that are not James Shaw calls, is how are you taking care of yourselves in this time? Like outside of real estate, it's important, and lead gen is important, but how are you taking care of you? Like what things are you putting in place to make sure you're taken care of physically, mentally?
I'm going on walks, and Greta, I'm not sure if you saw her post, Matt. She's been doing a challenge of 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and 100 body weight squats a day. to keep yourself moving.
Hmm.
My daughter and I have been working on the sit-ups.
That's awesome.
She's a sit-up champion.
I've been working out, and it helps that my younger one gets kind of a daily schedule or an idea of what he's doing. And one of them is PE. And especially the other day, we were doing some workouts and turning it into a challenge. So even finding ways for all of us to get moving, taking a walk when the weather isn't junky, bombarding myself with any supplement or good food or anything I can think of. But honestly, that's an issue I have across the board with remembering to take care of myself as opposed to all the rest of my people. So it's a struggle anyways over here because I have very needy people in this house. They don't care about mommy and her needs.
Should I be able to see you guys?
Yeah, you should be able to see us.
It's still spinning saying waiting. Oh, well.
We can see
We
you
can
though.
see you.
Yeah, we can see you, Laura.
You look great. I love that face.
Hey, got to choose joy.
That's right.
Yes. I mean, just looking out the window, I've already seen over 10 people walk in my neighborhood.
Yeah. I will say something else. I don't know who is a believer, who isn't, but I know for me, getting back to that has helped my mindset
Mhm.
for sure.
Every day.
And I mean, it was needed anyways, but I think especially in this, it's kind of given me something to hold on to and then changes my mindset just across the board.
Yep.
So that's even something else that, like you're saying, you know, what are you doing to take care of yourself? Even that.
Yeah.
Getting
Every
back
time-
into worship music or prayer or devotionals or whatever, that has kind of helped me because I have high anxiety anyway. So that's kind of helped calm me. So.
hmm Every time I say that I'm like starting to get scared to my wife, Victoria's always like, look, God has this taken care of. He already knows what's going on. He already knows what our needs are. We just need to talk to him, pray with him, and just have daily dialogue throughout the day with him because he is going to take care of us. You know, I mean, what happens is what's going to happen. As long as we have faith in him, you know, we're going to be okay.
Mhm.
Is the video up yet, Laura?
Laura, on the bottom of the screen, you should have a button that's like mute and then stop or start video on the bottom left corner.
Yeah, that's just for.
Wish I could take a picture, and it just says always show video preview dialogue when joining a video meeting. That's on the green, and at the bottom it says join without video, join with video, and
So
when I
join-
hit it,
Click join with video.
it won't do anything. The little black boxes.
I think you've already done it, and I think the window might be behind something else. Look at the bottom of your screen and see if there's like a little blue box with a white camera in it.
Trying
Are you doing this on your iPad or your computer?
my iPad, and I do have Google Chrome.
Well, yeah. So on your iPad,
It's not letting me do anything.
I feel like it might be open somewhere. You just don't realize that it's
Okay.
open. Like if you go to wherever you can like see all your apps that are open.
Okay, let me go see.
No, she's gone.
Now we can't see your picture anymore, but that's okay. We can
Yeah.
still see your picture.
I'm here.
You need to find your other apps. It happens when you're looking through your other apps that your picture goes away.
we
You
can
can
still
find
hear
your,
you.
yeah, we can still hear you.
Zoom.
All right. What else you got for us today, Matt?
Nothing. I mean, this isn't really a scheduled thing. It's just a kind of a let's get together and chat and make sure our minds are in the right place and
Do what we
see
just
some
did.
smiling faces and get motivated for the day.
All right. Well, guys, so good to see y'all. I'm going to jump on, start making some calls. It's 9:01.
Mile and dial.
Make it happen. I just figured out how to share this to Facebook. So we're going to start sharing more of our trainings on our Facebook page too, so people can actually just see that stuff's going on.
Awesome.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Well, have a great day. Go get them.
All right,
Y'all
brother.
too. Thanks.
See you
Yeah.
guys.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.